What's up guys? In this video I'm going to build a miter station, cordless tool holder, and set up my CNC in my new shop. I'm also going to be digging a French drain around my shop. My brand new shop. Because my brand new shop is getting wet in the winter. Did I mention it's a brand new shop and it's getting wet? You guys already know how I do things, no dilly-dallying here. The miter station I'm building is loosely inspired by a little YouTube creator, Blacktail Studio. You guys have probably never heard of him. But he made a miter station that fit a toolbox underneath it and put metal pegboard above it, which I like a lot because I don't have to make drawers and it looks sick. I also drew some inspiration from the channel Bear Mountain Build. He actually has plans on his miter station, so check out his channel if you'd like to make something similar. Because this miter station design is not original, I won't be going into great detail on the assembly. This video is meant to be a brief overview of how I set up my shop. If you haven't been following along, this is part 3 of my Dream Shop series. You would probably know that if you subscribe to my channel, so you should subscribe. It would be really nice if you did. I almost never ask you guys to subscribe either. It's probably been like 3 or 4 videos since I've even mentioned it. You guys notice how straight the 2x4s I'm using for my workbench are? You can't find lumber like this at Home Depot. I recently started using a lumber supplier near me called Cleveland Lumber. I just call, tell them what I need, and they deliver 2x4s and sheet goods that are straighter than Young Thug? It's really convenient and the prices are usually similar to what I would pay at the box store. I don't know if it's unusual to have a supplier like this that delivers Young Thug straight ass lumber directly to my door for a reasonable price, but I think it's worth it to try it for yourself if you're in need of supplies. Just search on Google lumber supplier near me and just ask them if they deliver. Alright, with the miter station all finished up, I moved on to the metal pegboard. I'll leave a link in the description to the metal pegboard I used in case you're interested in trying it out. The brand is called Wall Control. I will say it's very sturdy, and with it being made of metal, it's easy to just pop a magnet on there and hang a tool from the magnet. This pegboard has special slots that are more secure that house the Wall Control specific hooks. They also have conventional holes for regular pegboard pegs. They come in different finishes as well. I went with the galvanized steel because it looks sick as hell. Next up is a cordless tool wall. Just so you guys know, I did get a boo-boo grabbing the lumber for this build. I really am putting my body on the line for you guys to make this content. Just saying. Boo-boo. I pretty much freestyled the design for this tool holder after browsing Pinterest for a little bit. I'm definitely not a plan guy when it comes to making stuff. If I'm using someone else's design, I will follow the plans loosely and make changes as needed, but when it comes to designing stuff for myself, I usually just make it up as I go, and that's definitely what I did here. In this video, I'm just going to breeze over the assembly of this tool holder for the sake of time, but I did record a more detailed version of this tool holder, so if you're interested in seeing how I put this together, please leave a comment and I will put together a full video. I'm very happy with the way it came out, and I've been using it for about 6 months now, and it's worked really well. I don't think there's a single thing I would have changed. My goal for this cordless tool holder was to house all my most used cordless tools. The tool holder I used in my old shop used 4-inch PVC to hold a few of my cordless tools, and it worked really well, so for this one I wanted to do the same thing, but have more room to store all of my most used tools. I was able to assemble this tool holder in an afternoon, and that was possible because all I used was wood glue and pocket hole screws. Super easy to put this thing together. As you can see, the dust collection on my miter saw isn't too good right now. I've actually, since this video, upgraded the dust collection on the miter saw and put together a little router table so I don't have to do this anymore. Unfortunately, I didn't bring my router table from my old shop. I will be doing a full shop tour video soon to show all the upgrades I've done in the new shop. On Pinterest, I saw some tool holders that just use these plywood brackets to hold drills and whatnot, so I decided to use that idea along with the PVC for oddly shaped tools. So, no good way to fit this in here. Thought about doing it like this, but you know, if you put it in there kind of goofy, it's not going to sit right. So, this is the PVC I'm going to use. Putting it in here like this would be best. I'm just going to mark this out, cut it, and see how it goes. It's a lot easier to cut this PVC when you're not holding it in between your legs. I wanted to get it on camera, and I also didn't want to move my camera over to a clamp, so I just did it right here. But this PVC is super easy to cut. You just kind of mark out where you want your tool to go and gets the job done. You know, doesn't have to be perfect, but super easy to get these tools to fit in there nicely, especially like the angle grinder and jigsaw. I don't know how else I would mount these. So the PVC is clutch for those items. For the drills, the plywood brackets are actually way easier to make, and there's less fussing about trying to get everything cut perfectly. And then to mount this tool holder on the wall, I just used a couple of Festool boxes, got the perfect height, just slammed it in with some lags, and there it is, all finished up. I ended up adding a couple drill bit holders, bit driver, storage. Came out really nice. That will be in my shop tour video, but here you see me just grabbing these tools. So easy to use. I love it. I've been using it for a while and it's really convenient. So if you guys are interested in the full video on this tool holder, let me know in the comments and I can do that. And here I am just installing the dust collection. This is 6-inch spiral duct. Once again, I'm not going to go into great detail. There's a bunch of good videos on dust collection. I just wanted to get this done, to be honest, so I didn't do like a full in-depth how-to. One thing I will say is I actually did catch my pants on fire using this cutoff wheel. So if you're going to do this spiral duct as well, just make sure you stand off to the side when you're cutting it. 'Cause it was like my favorite pair of joggers. Burned a huge hole in them. And for connecting these, the 45s actually have rubber gaskets in them, which made it really nice for making a good airtight seal. And to secure them, I just did self-tapping screws. The actual dust collector is up in the mezzanine, and I'm building it out from there. And it started to get kind of floppy, but you'll see later I end up attaching it to the wall, and that really sturdied everything up a lot. And something else I will show in the shop tour video, I ended up doing a Harbor Freight dust collector upgrade. I ended up changing all the fittings from 4-inch, or I think they were 5-inch on the dust collector, up to 6-inch, so there's nothing restricting the airflow at the dust collector. And then I put the bigger impeller on it. I put a Cyclone, the Oneida Cyclone, up there, and then it all filters down into this barrel. You know, all the big chunks go into there, and then I have a canister filter, filters out the fine dust. So this is just what the process is like, actually cleaning out the dust barrel. It's so easy because the dust collector's up in the mezzanine out of the way, and all I have to do is roll this little barrel over, dump it. Should have put a respirator on. There you go. It worked out so nice. I love the way my dust collection system is set up now. But yeah, I'll go real in depth with that in the shop tour video if you guys want to see that. Next, I'm going to go over how I installed my French drain. Basically, I put this in because every corner of my wood shop was getting moisture. Here I have an aerial view of my house. The drain started here in the southeast corner of my shop, and I ran it west along the back of my shop using 4-inch perforated corrugated pipe. At the southwest corner of my shop, it takes a 90-degree turn and goes north up the west side of my shop. Throughout the back and side of my garage, there was no natural slope, so I created the minimum 1 degree of slope here. About 5 foot from my shop, I change it from 4-inch corrugated to solid corrugated pipe using 4-inch coupler. From here, I ran it north along my driveway to a pop-up emitter near my sidewalk. This run along my driveway had really nice natural slope, so I didn't have to dig as deep here. I really didn't record much digging this French drain because it's boring and I just wanted to get it done as quick as possible. Believe it or not, 12-hour days hand digging really isn't much fun. In addition to removing the dirt that I dug from the French drain, the grade behind my garage was also a little too high, so I ended up with 7 tons of dirt that I had to remove total. So here's what it looked like once I first put the drain pipe in there. I covered that in landscape fabric, and then I put the rock inside of the landscape fabric, and then I burrito wrapped that together before backfilling with rock on top of that. So the water is easily able to drain through the rock to the pipe and then out to the pop-up emitter. This was definitely the toughest spot going around the corner of my garage there. It was super tight with the fence. And then here it is after putting the grass back on. This grass eventually ended up growing back. And then I ended up filling this section in with river rock. Even though it's solid pipe, it just looked a lot better. This was a ton of work, but I'm really glad I did it. And so far, it seems like it's doing the trick, keeping the walls in my shop dry. We'll see how well it holds up. And here I am unboxing my new Genmitsu CNC. Big shout out to Genmitsu. I think that's how you say it. I don't know. It's a very Chinese company, Genmitsu. Big shout out to them. This thing is a freaking tank. For a little CNC, it absolutely kicks ass. And since setting it up, I've been having a lot of fun getting to learn the machine. It was pretty frustrating at first. There's definitely a bit of a learning curve. I've used a laser engraver in the past, and it's kind of similar to that, but there's definitely a lot to learn with the CNC world. I'm really excited about future projects with this thing, and I'm pretty happy to call myself a CNC guy now. So stay tuned for CNC projects coming up in the future. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Stay tuned for the shop tour video I'm going to have coming out soon, showing all the upgrades I did and what my shop is looking like currently. And also, I have a really cool curly maple epoxy build coming up soon as well. I already recorded all the footage for it. I just got to put the video together. So stay tuned. Some really cool stuff coming out soon. Thanks for watching.